How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the Quest for Quality Content podcast. It's me, Nunican, and good friend, Jimmy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, and this podcast is going to be kind of a general outlet about stuff about, making art, consuming kind of media on like YouTube and whatnot, and just kind of discussing all sorts of stuff that we're working on and also stuff that we're interested in that kind of realm. If it sounds vague, yeah, it kind of is, but I think it'll kind of gain structure as it goes along. If you really wanted super high structure stuff and you didn't care at all about the actual people,
you wouldn't be watching a podcast.
Then you wouldn't be watching a podcast.
You'd be watching literally anything else.
The main reason people watch podcasts is for like the low-grade parasocial relationships that come along with them.
No, it's true.
But today we're going to be kind of talking about working on this 24-hour stream, kind of what that's all about. This is probably going to be airing on the 24-hour stream, but it should come out a little bit before, just to kind of give a little bit of an idea of what you guys are in for. And I'm really excited. This has been like a big project, and everything's kind of starting to come to a head here. So,
no, it's really exciting.
No,
things have been going well lately.
I mean, cool. It is down to the wire. Don't get me wrong. I'm very stressed. It is December 2nd, and this needs to be out by New Year's. And there's still a lot to do, but honestly, with the help from you and all the other friends and stuff, and with the help of my antidepressants,
yeah, hell yeah,
I actually think we can do it.
So, okay, what's left on the list of things to do for you? Is that can we talk about that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, I still need pressure. Okay, so the thing about this is, if I give a list, and they don't see it in the final stream, they'll know that it was supposed to be in the stream, but it wasn't. Whereas if I don't tell them, then they assume that it's a complete product, exactly what I meant it to be.
Right.
Even if I don't get everything done in time.
Right. You're right. I think it is.
I don't want to reveal too much.
To keep, keep information from our audience. They can't know the whole truth.
Exactly. They can't know too much.
No. Otherwise, we have to kill them, all of them.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess what we can talk about is, kind of in a more broad sense, what the stream is, kind of where the idea came from, and kind of the story behind it. And I might give away a little bit of what's going to be in it from there.
Right.
So basically
what it is you get where we've been for the past few months is taking shovels and digging kind of this big long trench. Right? Mm-hmm. And eventually it's going to go into a body of water, and that's going to create
absolutely
like a stream. And it's going to take 24 hours to...
It's going to take a full 24 hours.
For it to get to the bottom.
We're going to just pour like a bucket of water, and it's just going to go straight down. Exactly. We're going to follow it for the whole day.
We've got
bring the cameras and everything.
It's a really long dolly rig that we've set up along the stream.
This is the longest dolly rig. That's a dumb bit. I like it though. But yeah, basically this idea kind of showed up like, I think like 2 years ago, I believe, and I decided, hey, wouldn't it be fucking crazy if I could make a 24-hour like TV broadcast, but on YouTube, and do it, and make it a kind of an event thing, get a ton of people together to make some original content, and also kind of air already made content from a ton of different like independent artists and stuff, and animators and YouTubers and whatnot. And I did that in April of 2019?
Yes.
I think. I'm not entirely sure, but it was April. I know that much. But that stream is kind of like the prototype of this stream. So this stream should be a lot better than the last one. And also, I can talk about the fact that the original stream got taken down before like the 24 hours was up. It was a very sad time because I did it as a live stream. If you know something about YouTube live streams, is if they find any copyrighted material in a live stream, that's a strike on your channel, community guideline strike on your channel, and it gets taken down immediately, and you can't upload anything for like a week. You're basically on like YouTube probation.
Fuck.
It's awful.
That sucks.
But what's even worse is that it wasn't even for copyrighted material in the stream.
What? How? Okay.
Get this.
How does that
It
work?
was the public domain train segment, which is hosted by a homeless man in a in a train, played by our good friend Channel 9 Productions. And it's basically just he's talking about public domain movies, and then they play public domain movies.
Yeah.
Somebody decided to make a song that sampled one of these public domain movies for just a tiny little sound clip. And then YouTube, with their bots and everything, kind of detects it, I guess, and thinks that I just stole their song, even though the actual piece of media that I was playing is entirely public domain. So that kind of pissed me off.
That rules. That is... God, the YouTube... It's so good. It's so good. It's... Oh, man. Don't get me started.
But this time, we have a way to hopefully kind of find a way around that, just in case, we have another, misstep on our hands as far as the copyright detection algorithms. This time, we are not doing it live per se. We're doing it in 2 videos, but they're both going to be premieres. So, like, it's going to be like, a YouTube premiere. It's just basically a video comes out, but it's more of an event because you can't, like, fast forward, and there's, like, a countdown and everything. So, yeah, it's basically going to be that, and if that gets copyright claimed, it shouldn't take down the video, hopefully. It should just demonetize it, which is fine because I wasn't going to make any money off of it anyway.
It's true.
So hopefully that fixes it.
Yeah. I think it's a smart idea.
But I guess to go more into kind of the impetus behind coming up with the idea in the first place, there's kind of a couple answers. There's like the personal answer that's like, why was I, attracted by this project? And then there's kind of like the more kind of sales pitchy answer. So I'll give both. Kind of the more sales pitchy answer that I had was kind of like, hey, I think people actually have a lot of nostalgia and actually really liked a lot of things about TV, especially kind of early 2000s, like, and 90s and stuff, like kids television, like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and, all that stuff, Disney Channel, whatnot. YTV, I gotta include YTV for our Canadian fans.
YTV ruled. YTV in like the early 2000s was pretty cool. It was good.
Yeah. I'm saying yeah like I know. I'm not.
You don't
Canadian.
know. You weren't there.
I got no idea.
You didn't see The Zone after school. Fucking what was it, like 3 p.m. or something it started?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fun. It was good.
But yeah, I guess kind of like the sales pitchy answer is that people have a lot of nostalgia for that. So people kind of want like the format of television, but they don't like all the shitty stuff that television has, like a ton of fucking advertisements in comparison to the amount of actual show and branding you have. I mean, we still have interstitial stuff, like we still have bumpers and we still have like promos for shows so you know what time they're airing.
Yeah.
And we have like little, just kind of interstitial stuff that we put in there to fill a little bit of time that you might call like a commercial break, to keep the same format as TV, but none of it's ads for buying shit.
Yeah, no, actual.
And also the other thing people don't like about TV is that most of the content on there is very unoriginal and very kind of corporate.
Which I think is true. I mean, unless it's like the high budget shit, but I do think that that there's like there's definitely more of a sensitivity to things that feel disingenuous and overly corporatized. Like, I still think, I mean, people are still like consuming corporate made media, obviously. There's a reason why it makes so much money. But
it's all on streaming. That's where most people are watching it now. They're watching it on streaming.
Unless you're a fucking boomer. Unless you're a boomers still have cable TV, and they love it.
That's true.
They'll talk about, like...
They'll eat that shit up.
Heartland or whatever fucking show. I don't know if that's... I think it's a Canadian show.
Heartland. I've heard of that, I think.
Yeah.
It's about horses.
Yeah, it is.
About people with horses.
Yeah, dude. Heartland. Heartland rules.
Watch, like, freaking, like, Blue Bloods.
Oh, yeah. Fucking,
ton of cop shows.
The Rookie. That's one I see advertised a lot.
But I guess kind of my point is, especially my generation, is very much turned off to, I feel like, kind of the very corporate, kind of sterile feeling of TV, especially now. Like, it feels like all of, like, even if you look at, like, Cartoon Network now, or, I haven't really looked at Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. Maybe they're still, maybe they've escaped this trend, but everything's gone very clean, very minimalist, and there's nothing wrong with that style, but everything's that style now. So a lot of the personality feels a little bit missing, in my personal opinion. So I kind of wanted to take it back, and that's a long elevator pitch. We must be.
It's a tall
must
building.
have been going up the Empire State or something.
Yeah.
But I guess to give more of like a from the heart, like what actually probably drew me to the project before I had to feel like I could validate it by coming up with market demands for it, is I have always wanted to do like really big things that I don't know if they're possible enough for me. So I always take on projects that seem impossible for me, usually, because that's the only way to keep my brain interested. I usually don't get them done in time. It's usually a very bad idea to do it this way. But, I don't know, I always gotta do it, I guess. So I guess that's kind of the less corporate way of talking about why I wanted to do it. And also just, I wanted to make something that I would have liked when I was growing up, from like middle school to high school, where like I feel like as a kid I didn't really feel like I had like a strong community of like artists and stuff that I could like really kind of insert myself into and kind of find my just like a place to hang out. And I always felt like these TV channels growing up kind of felt like their own little worlds almost, where you kind of like tune in and you're kind of not completely transported, but like it does feel like with all the branding and everything and all like the bumpers and stuff, it feels like you're dropping in. It's very familiar. It's very like welcome to this world of like creativity and fun and imagination and stuff.
Well, and the other thing too was that it was kind of like it was like an event. It was like a shared communal experience, right? And especially on like Saturday mornings and shit, it's like that everybody's watching. That there's a whole group of people watching the same thing at the same time, and there's something cool there. And maybe there's no like direct interaction, but I think that's the benefit of doing it as a 24-hour stream, because I miss that, there's gonna be a chat, people talking in I don't know, the chat or the Discord or whatever. So you kind of get that. You kind of get that, the best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like, yeah, I just wanted to capture that feeling, but also take it into a place that's, like, feels a lot more grassroots, feels a lot more like, this is a community that we're kind of building with, like, from the ground up, with kind of small creators like ourselves, with people that not that many people have heard of, a lot of these, artists and animators and YouTubers that are in this stream. So it feels a lot more grassroots. It's kind of a polar opposite to, like, kind of the corporate feeling that I think you're getting a lot from television. So yeah, I kind of wanted to have both. Yeah, the best of both worlds, like you were saying. I've been talking too much. I'm tired. I have a question for you to take the the conversational pressure off me, because I just keep rambling otherwise.
Let's go.
What are your experiences with television growing up? Do you have any fond memories of television
man.
YTV and whatnot?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a specific one if you don't have a specific story, but just kind of general.
Yeah, I don't think I have a specific story necessarily. Well, maybe I do. Yeah, I think I just have a lot of warm feelings. I think, I was kind of like an antisocial kid. Like, I didn't, do a lot of things with a lot of people. For whatever fucking reason. Because my parents didn't beat me enough, I guess. But, so I watched a lot of TV. I watched a shitload of TV. I used to watch The Simpsons, every day.
Nice.
And it was great. It kind of felt cozy, and also because of the scheduled times, it was great looking forward to things and getting into a routine that was probably unhealthily fueled or based completely around TV. But yeah, no, it's great. Over here in Canada we had Teletoon, and Teletoon was great because it was mostly cartoon shows. And a lot of weird, French-Canadian cartoons that were dubbed in English. It was just very, very strange.
Did they have a lot of, old cartoons?
Yeah.
Kind of like a Canadian Boomerang, almost?
Well,
Hanna-Barbera
exactly.
Stuff?
They had a lot of Hanna-Barbera stuff. They used to play Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show all the time.
Nice.
What else did they have?
I love Boomerang.
Yeah.
Just as a side note.
Boomerang was
so
great.
Good.
We
the
didn't
branding and
have
everything.
it and shit, though. I didn't have Boomerang or Cartoon Network or anything growing up.
Man, you gotta watch, an archived footage. That's been, a hobby of mine recently, is just finding archived footage of just, a couple hours of programming from Boomerang or Cartoon Network.
Yeah, they always had such cool bumpers and shit. It was I remember getting into it recently, last year or something. Just looking at all the cool, Boomerang bumpers and the Cartoon Network interstitials that they did. There's the one for the Scooby-Doo marathon that was the Blair Witch parody.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
No, it's cool because it just felt like there's so much personality in it there. Looking back on a lot of this stuff, it definitely feels like there's a lot of creativity and kind of out there concepts in bumpers in that era. And maybe it's partially nostalgia, but every once in a while, I'll look at what the bumpers and branding is for Cartoon Network today.
Yeah.
And or even Boomerang, and it looks so samey. It's clean and it's pleasing in a motion graphic sense, but it doesn't feel creative or fun particularly.
Is it just nostalgia, or is it really that I don't know, the corporate element has taken over too much, and there is way too much synergy and sameness in terms of like cartoon show branding or like Cartoon Network or like kids in any kind of kids broadcasting thing, right? It all tends to be pretty par for the course. Like now, I think since maybe 2010, because I remember like later when I was growing up, like YTV. The graphics and the bumpers and the interstitials were still like interesting and like had creative ideas behind them. And then I think around like 2010 or whatever, that's when it shifted and there was a lot of just more focus on like geometric shapes on like different colored backgrounds and not in like a fun way, you know. Yeah,
and I want to reiterate, I have nothing against like a minimalist style. I think that can be done really well and have a good effect, but that shouldn't be all there is. I feel like that's like that's what's happening like everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just in like television, not just in kids media, like literally in like every aspect of kind of design. Like even looking at like a weird example, but like McDonald's buildings.
Yeah. Like
they were so colorful and so like they had weird shapes going on, you know, they had like this whole kind of fun look to them. And I know it was always a very, you know, corporate company and you know, maybe there is something kind of slimy about selling you know, targeting children with a very unhealthy product by like having very nice visuals and stuff. But I don't know, there's something really weird and kind of like brutalist to look at like current McDonald's buildings because they're just gray, like just slabs of wall.
No, they're gross. They look like fucking they did the same thing with Tim Hortons here.
Yeah.
Where it used to they all of the buildings used to be like this really shitty deep brown and it was just all brown, and now they've changed to like slightly less brown and then more gray, especially on the exteriors, and it's just like you didn't make it much better. Like McDonald's, objectively, the old buildings where they were like yellow fucking brick houses with like this weird red roof and the, you know, like it looked with the fry indents on the roof going down. It was so fucking weird. It was it's the stupidest looking building in the entire. It would ruin any neighborhood. Right? Definitely. It would just stick out like a sore fucking thumb. And you know, of course we missed that shit because at least it was an eyesore. At least it had the courage to be like, look, we're selling you trash. Come to the fucking clown shoe store, like, you know.
Come to the clown store and grab a burger.
Yeah, you shove some fucking slop in your mouth. There's also an entire playground, but it's inside if you want.
Yeah.
But you gotta leave your shoes here. The whole place smells like feet. But come on in. It looks like someone vomited a birthday cake up, and it smells like feet and grease.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of highlighting something is that like there is definitely some nostalgia goggles going on here.
No,
like,
but it was also just fucking awesome. It was also just so outlandish that it's like, how can you not like that? Like, it attracts attention, right? It was fun. It was interesting. You know?
Well, I almost have like a little theory that like everybody used to be competing with like brighter colors and you know, more attention grabbing with their, you know, branding and architecture and everything. And then all of a sudden, maybe that was too saturated to where like everything looked like that. And so the only way to stand out was to go the opposite direction and go like very bland and gray. That's the only thing I could think of. Or even like maybe like in McDonald's case, it's like they are such an institution, like they are like an integral part of kind of America by now, to where they no longer feel like they should present themselves as like needing to grab your attention. It's just like, you know,
like they're
any
there.
Other like the post office or something is like, this doesn't need to get you here. You're already covered here, you know. This just needs to be like a very very like integrated just service, like this is part of the world, you know.
Yeah, that's such a sad fucking statement, though.
It is.
Is like no, but you know what it actually is? Is that I think in the in the 90s or some fucking... I think it was around then. Anyway, McDonald's was like facing a lot of backlash and a lot of controversy because of how, you know, people were starting to realize just how unhealthy their product was.
Yeah.
People were concerned with like childhood obesity. And so,
Sure.
you know, advertising to kids was a big concern, and to save their reputation.
Still got Happy Meals.
You still got Happy Meals, yeah, but I mean, now they come with apples and milk.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
Or like yogurt, which is gross. I don't like. What do you want? A chicken nugget and some yogurt? Like that's fucking weird.
Have you
man.
ever had
fucking kids.
McDonald's apple slices?
Yeah, yeah, they're
They
the
taste
worst
like
apples.
awful.
They are the worst apples.
How do they even taste like that? It tastes like straight, like they soaked it in straight chemicals.
I know. It's an apple.
Like it's so strong.
I didn't
Like,
know.
What do they do to
They
it?
put formaldehyde in it. They just inject it with formaldehyde.
I just remember, getting like a Happy Meal when I was a kid, and like really like trying to eat the apple slices and just being like, this tastes like poison. What is this? And this is supposed to be the healthy
Fuck, it
part.
is poison, dude. That's what it is.
It's supposed to be the healthy part of the meal. This tastes like it's actively killing me. I think we went off on a McDonald's tangent for too long.
Fuck it. Let's talk about McDonald's. You know they got...
Bring it back towards the stream.
They got a spaceship McDonald's. It looks like a UFO.
I have heard of that.
That place looks cool.
Yeah, I guess to kind of bring it back towards the stream, we kind of wanted to make something... I mean, I started it, obviously, but over time, kind of, more people have come on board and been very helpful in actually making it happen, because this past year or so, I've been, like, pretty depressed, and it's been pretty difficult to actually make things happen, but things are kind of turning... things are kind of looking up recently, so that's been good. Been a lot more capable of working on things, and
because
having help is very good.
Because of the drugs, right?
Partially because of drugs, definitely.
Drug use,
I started taking antidepressants a couple weeks ago,
and cocaine.
They've actually been helping quite a bit.
And also your massive cocaine addiction.
Yep, that one as well.
No. Yeah, I don't think you can forget to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, shout out to antidepressants.
Yeah, no, those, I mean, at least for me, I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, but at least for me, antidepressants and therapy really helps. Give it a shot. Ask your doctor today. But yeah, I wanted to make something that not only is like entertaining and fun and kind of has the same vibe as kind of early 2000s television, but I also wanted to kind of make it, you know, this is gonna sound pretentious, but I wanted it to be enriching in kind of some way. Like, I wanted it to be like, I found these people that you probably wouldn't encounter otherwise, and kind of bring them to the surface so that you can kind of see stuff that you otherwise wouldn't see. And then also a lot of educational stuff is in the stream to kind of it's kind of meant to be kind of like a by artists for artists thing, so that's kind of the general vibe of it that I wanted to go for. You want to talk about working on a specific part of the stream?
Yeah.
We can talk about working on the New Year's animation thing.
Should we talk about the album at any point?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that too.
Yeah? Oh yeah.
So, I'm not entirely sure when it's airing on this stream, but you probably see some promos for it between shows. So I made an album in 2019 called Input Entropy, and it was kind of came out kind of the year that I was getting out of school, and there's a lot of work that I put into it and stuff, but like there's a lot of the stuff where it's like I could have done that better. And then a little while ago, met this man right here.
Yeah.
And turns out actually somebody likes my music.
I do.
So we decided, hey, wouldn't it be fun we do kind of like a remix album, like not like a remake in like a traditional sense, but like a kind of like a remix of it, where it's like, or like a cover
like
of it, I guess,
reinterpretation
where it's just
kind of thing.
Yeah, like a reinterpretation. So like instead of like all the kind of heavy sample stuff, it's more like real instruments and vocals and stuff. So it's not like a replacement for the original album, but it's like it's just kind of like a different way to experience it. So
Like a
I'm excited for you
piece.
guys to hear that.
It was fun. It was a fun project. I don't really remember. Do you remember what made us decide to do? Because we started with Know My Name.
Mm-hmm.
We made that kind of out of nowhere. Well, I think the first thing that we made together was the Donkey Kong Country thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We did a cover of Jungle Japes.
Yep, we
That
did
was fun.
Jungle Japes. And that was really fun, because I was learning that song on piano and kind of practicing that, and then was calling with you and Channel 9 and just hanging out, and then we're like, hey, let's make a cover of this, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. And we did, and then I got very excited because I realized that not to kiss your ass too much, but I realized, hey, I'm working with like a real musician that knows what he's doing.
I don't know about that. That's not
More
true.
so than other people that I've
It's a
that I've
goddamn
worked
lie. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
with. No, it's true. At least as far as actually being able to quickly ideate and kind of execute on something, I was very blown away with what we were able to do in such a short amount of time. So I was I don't remember if I pitched it to you or you pitched it to me, but we were like, let's do Input Entropy reinterpreted.
Yeah.
So
And we went through.
that's pretty exciting. We were gonna do music videos for the whole thing. I
Yeah.
think that was the original plan. I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, it's not.
But hey, you'll see in the stream. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't.
Who knows?
But most likely it's just a music video for Know My Name, and then the rest of it is just audio. But still, a lot of work went into it, and it was a lot of fun, and I think it turned out really good.
I think so too. Yeah. There's
The only one that might be missing is Munch Munch
Munch
remix.
And was there another small instrumental? I think is missing. Maybe.
No, I think that was it.
Really?
I think it was just Munch Munch.
Sure.
I think I don't know if I actually want to put that in the reinterpreted though, because I don't think there really is a way to reinterpret it in a way that matches the rest of the album, because the original was just recordings of us, of me and my friends kind of munching on snacks. So if I recreated it, it would just be me alone munching on snacks.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Which would just be they'd be slightly different crunches, but there wouldn't be a style shift per se. So I don't really think it'd be worth it to remake that one personally.
No, you gotta do 5 uninterrupted minutes of you eating a bag of chips, and then that's just the entirety of the audio. It's just
in time I just gotta treat my teeth as an instrument. I'm just
Yeah, exactly. Eat to the room.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I hope people aren't too disappointed by the lack of Munch Munch remix in the reinterpreted album. But, I apologize to major fans
Alright, Peter Munch
of the Munch Munch. But yeah, what we want to do for the end of each one of these podcasts is a call to action, but not to subscribe to our channel, not to like this podcast or anything like that.
Not to smash that motherfucking like button.
We want to send you elsewhere. I mean, you can do those things. I mean, there's no reason why not. But I mean,
I don't give a fuck, actually.
what we actually want you to do is we want to send you over to a fairly small channel. It's still bigger than ours, but each one we kind of want to do a call to action for a different kind of small channel.
Yeah.
And today
we got a good one for you today.
Say it.
Oh god, what is this? Okay, we were shouting out SC Entertainment Blaze Kolodichuk. Awesome name.
It's a great name.
It's a really good name. These guys are awesome. This is a cool channel.
It is very interesting. I highly recommend giving it a watch, especially if you are into kind of like the 24-hour stream and the TV style. They do kind of something like that on like a smaller scale. I definitely highly recommend checking it out. It's kind of it feels like low budget, but it's like a fun kind of low budget that's really cool to see. They're just it's very earnest. It's very like you can tell that they're not doing it cynically.
No, it feels very genuine and very DIY. The SC Saturday morning serial super show is always fun.
Yeah.
There's some really great cartoons, different animation stuff in there. Space Cow. We love Space Cow. Space Cow is the best. They got some weird short films too.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of crazy. It reminds me of if anyone knows like James Rolfe and like Cinemassacre and like some of those old, like some of his early content. They just like recorded on home fucking movie cameras and shit and uploaded later.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of that. It's great. Good stuff. Really fun channel.
Right. Well, go check them out. And as a sneak peek, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next episode is very spicy. We're going to be airing the Nunican TV Dirty Laundry. We're going to be digging up my checkered past.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be looking at the deleted videos. And then we'll have a guest on after that episode.
Yeah, it sounds fun. It'll be great. You'll see.
So,
we'll show you.
yeah, stay tuned, folks.
All.
Don't touch that dial.
Yeah, or else. Word up.
We'll see you next time on this quest for quality content. Podcast. Bye.
Bye.